A junior, 7'3", 300 pounds. Bailey in the corner. As the 15-footer falls for Frank. Adds 2 more into the box score. And back to a double-digit lead for Sierra Canyon. Basili stops and pops, gets it to drop here in Vegas. And a pair of free throws on the horizon now for BJ Boston. Basili picks up his second, nobody in foul concern. Each team's been whistled twice here in the second half. As Basili on one end, a moment ago picking up the foul on the other. James pulls the Pioneers within 7. Can they come up with another stop here? Wide open Bailey. 14-footer won't go, and U is fouled, fighting off 3 Oak Ridge defenders. U with the offensive rebounds and some second chance points for the big man. Basili goes right at the postman, and the block for U. Bailey had ideas of a follow-up flush. And this time, just the strip been put back for Bailey. Again, Amari Bailey, just a sophomore, the 6'4" shooting guard. At times been running this offense as well for Sierra Canyon. Basili, oh, quick crossover, no look pass, but again, the great equalizer for Sierra Canyon. Oak Ridge executed everything perfectly. The problem is Harold U with his wingspan. It's like having a magic eraser, cleaning up any mistakes you make defensively. And Mike James pours in a pair. Oak Ridge hanging in there with 10.5 to go here in the second half. Pass off the mark, but it'll stay with Sierra Canyon. Ronnie James with a shot that looks like he's probably practiced in the driveway a few times. And even without Harold U, the block party continues for Sierra Canyon. That time, the rejection from Odom. He's only 10 inches shorter than you. Inside, Mike James has his shot blocked. That rejection courtesy of Taryn Frank. BJ Boston's been asking for the ball out along the perimeter. But another offensive rebound for the Trailblazers. 2 defenders off their feet. Free throws coming up for the future TCU Horned Frog.
Oak Ridge foul number 0. Mike James, his second personal and the 4th team foul.
As the pump fake continues to be nearly undefeated, getting defenders off their feet and earning a trip to the free throw line. No shortage of seniors for Sierra Canyon this year, many of whom in their first year with the program. Coming from Florida, Georgia. Basile makes them pay for giving them breathing room. Fabio Basile with a trifecta of trios. And of course, Bronny James in his first year of high school. Coming off the bench again tonight. And this will stay with Oak Ridge. They say last touch by Sierra Canyon.
They're so good at what?
Jalen Smith matched up with Bailey. Works around the screen. From the wing, 3-pointer won't go for Jamari Sands this time. And Oak Ridge just throwing some congestion right now in that lane, making Sierra Canyon work a little bit harder. As again, we continue to hover right around a 10-point ball game. Another offensive rebound, but Oak Ridge scraps for it. They'll tie him up. It's a jump ball. And of course, in the high school, just like the college game, we go to a possession arrow. As this will stay here with the Trailblazers.
Ball, possession arrow to Sierra Canyon.
Inside out to Bronny. Bailey looking for the exceptional finish, just couldn't bring it in. And Basile has his pocket picked. Boston with the steal, highlight reel. As the turnover transition, Amari Bailey fires it down. And the oohs and ahs continue throughout Vegas.
Sierra Canyon foul number 13, Shai Odom. His first personal and the 13th foul.
On the opposite end, the foul on Odom puts Mike James back at the free throw line. James is getting pretty close to becoming a permanent resident here in Vegas at that free throw line. Done a nice job earning his teammates a breather with the clock stopped. This to pull it back within 10. So it's not as flashy as the dunk from Bailey, but it's worth the same 2 points as Mike James knocks them both down.
Timeout, Oak Ridge.
And his head coach, Stephen Reese, wants to talk it over. With 7:49 to go, a timeout here in the second half for the men from Orlando, Florida. And coming off their last game last Friday at Timber Creek. They'll have games over the next 3 days here in Las Vegas before heading over to the Sugar Bowl Classic. Mike James continues to lead the way tonight after his 24-point performance in their last outing. But they are really testing themselves against what's projected to be one of the top teams in the country this year in Sierra Canyon. And it's a Sierra Canyon team without Zaire Wade and Zaire Williams. Have not seen them tonight, the two seniors. Again, of course, Wade transferring from his home state of Florida for his senior year this year. Zaire Williams, the 5-star transfer out of Georgia, who last year averaged 27 points, 10 rebounds, and spent the offseason in Greece representing the USA in the FIBA U19 World Cup. Bailey will get the assist. Shai Odom, the high percentage shot, forces it through. Off the screen, open look, just can't knock it down. Second chance points, little spin cycle, and again, it's the conundrum. How do you get it up and over the 7'3" defender? How about the fourth try? Basili, no. And Trailblazers not made to pay for giving up second chance, third chance, fourth chance opportunities. Bailey over to the corner to Boston. Ronnie works it inside. They'll double down on Odom. Bronny able to keep it in the front court. Bailey off the glass, no. And Basili. Finally, Oak Ridge comes up with it. Mike James begging for the basketball. They'll never get a shot off. And now a foot race. The future Kentucky Wildcat. Not only the step advantage, but then able to elevate. James, as Mike James able to hit the 11-footer. And Bronny again with the touch. Again, just a freshman at 6'2". 15 points off the bench in his last outing. Coming off the bench again tonight. Oak Ridge down by 14. James will pull them back within 11. And I think they indicate simply a long two. So a dozen points still separating the Pioneers and Blazers. Yu one-on-one. Harold Yu is dropping dimes in Vegas. And that simply means an easy jackpot for Shai Odom. You know, deep down, Harold Yu envisions himself as the next Steve Nash. Odom. Another look inside, a spin, drops it down, and Odom, the beneficiary, the sophomore.
Oak Ridge, number 3, Roderick Henry, and number 5, Caleb Thomas. Entering for Sierra Canyon, number 4, Davion Morris, and number 15, Taryn Frank.
Morris and Frank, the two seniors, back on for Andre Chevalier's Trailblazers. Oak Ridge down by 14, still manageable. Inside 4 minutes to go, and you again. Offensive rebound put back by Taryn Frank after the missed highlight opportunity on the alley-oop. Harold Yu with another rejection on one end. Here is your and one from Frank. See the junior Stephen Burr come on for Coach Reese's Pioneers. It was a 16-point lead at the half for Sierra Canyon. That shrunk down to 8 quickly, but they've been able to reestablish the advantage here late. Yu was on an island, able to hold his ground, alter the shot, 3 on 3, 1 on none, but the rim got in the way. BJ Boston, though, knocks down the triple. They'll still have fond memories from the last possession. And for the first time tonight, a 20-point lead for Boston's Blazers. Again, this is a school with no shortage of attention for some of them because of their family tree. For others, just their own self-earned prowess on the court. But the spotlight and a few boom mics follow these young men around across the country and around the globe. Right now, living up to expectations. It's a Pioneers team that will only be better for this matchup when they return to the Sunshine State. Again, they still have another tournament after this 4-day affair. Taryn Frank showing off his handles. So naturally, it's Frank driving, and then the offensive rebound responsibilities fall to the 5'10" senior point guard, Damian Morris. .209 to go. Another look as Morris
for Sierra Canyon, number 0, Ronnie James. Number 12, Ryan Rifkin. Number 21, Dylan White. And number 23, Dylan Montoya.
So Andre Chevalier is now going to get more playing time for Ryan Rifkin, among others. Dylan White as well, making their debut this evening.
Sierra Canyon foul number 12, Ryan Rifkin, his first personal and the 16th foul. Roger Henry at the line shooting 2.
So Dylan Medior as well. The number of 7'3" post players has plummeted now. But an opportunity for Andre Chevalier to continue to build depth that will be so valuable throughout the push in the state of California. late this winter and early spring. Brawny. And they'll get a foul on Roderick Henry going after the block. Inside 2 minutes to go.
Henry, his 5th personal and a 16th foul.
So Bronny James at the line. Understandably, Dad still has a day job that keeps him away from many of the varsity games. Got to take in one, though, earlier this month.
Bronny James at the line shooting 2.
Of course, Bronny spent part of his youth in Ohio. Could very well have been playing for St. Vincent St. Mary just like Dad. Had the family business not shifted over to the Los Angeles area. And Basile, who's had a nice night, especially with the three-point stroke, will head over to the free throw line. We will see Sierra Canyon again tomorrow at a slightly more reasonable time for those of you on the East Coast. It'll be 7:30 Eastern time. For those of you back outside of LA, 4:30 for you. And they'll get Basile for stepping on the line after the steal. And Basile again with quick hands to frustrate the Blazers here. This is Dylan White on the dribble. Out to the corner, and they were eyeing Ryan Rifkin. The senior unable to corral that ball. Come up short from Morris. See if the Pioneers can pretty up the final score a little bit. There's Jalen Smith above the rim, able to drop it through.
Entering for Sierra Canyon, number 20, Robert Tibian.
Sierra Canyon again will go to the bench for the first time to Robert Tibian, who will come on for the final 64 seconds. Morris, no look pass, looking for Tibian for his first touch. Oak Ridge is going to pick up its first loss of the year after a 5-0 start. And more free throws coming up for the Pioneers, as this time it'll be Jeremiah Bannister, the junior.
Sierra Canyon foul number 12, Brian